Video Sports, only on Fox 47 News at 10.
The Michigan State men's basketball team looked to win their third straight game today as they hosted Ohio State at the Breslin Center. The Spartans could also move back into a tie for first place in the Big Ten with a win. Now, this is one of those moments where we have good news, we have bad news to share. I'm going to start with the bad news first. Late in the first half, MSU forward Nick Ward appeared to hurt his hand, his left hand. While he did play sparingly after the injury with tape on his hand, it turns out he will be missing some time. Michigan State released after the game that Ward sustained a hairline fracture in his left hand and that he will be evaluated on a weekly basis. Michigan State says the hope is that he can return before the end of the season. Another big blow, though, as MSU is already without guard Josh Langford for the rest of the year. Now for the good news. Let's head out to the Breslin Center. Great crowd on hand as always. One former Spartan in the crowd. That's Tum Tum Nair Jr. taking in the action courtside. Early on, the Buckeyes leading by 7 until Matt McQuaid. It's that three-pointer. Ohio State led 14-10. A couple minutes later, the Buckeyes would use the backdoor cut. This time lead to an alley-oop for Kyle Young. Buckeyes were up by 6. For Michigan State, little rinse and repeat as Winston takes this one and kicks it out to McQuaid. And once again, McQuaid buries it. Timeout, Ohio State. At that point, the Breslin was rocking. Buckeyes, though, led by 6 at the break. Second half, Kenny Goins heated up. It's the 3 there, and then in transition, coming back the other way, Winston with the great bounce pass, Goins with the flush. Michigan State defense phenomenal in the second half. Here's Ohio State's Luther Muhammad. He gets absolutely nothing on the drive. A foul on Ohio State on the rebound. The Buckeyes scored just 13 points in the second half. And Matt McQuaid, well, he wasn't done yet on offense. He comes off a screen, hits another 3 here. He finished with 14 points on the night to lead the Spartans. Michigan State wins 62-44. The Spartans outscored Ohio State by 24 in the second half. Lockdown defense, a big halftime adjustment, according to head coach Tom Izzo.
But then at halftime, I think everybody made a commitment that we have to guard better. So we're going to have days when the ball doesn't go in. And the better we guarded, the better our break got, and the better the ball went in a little bit. But we didn't shoot it well all day, and part of that was Nick couldn't go the second half.
He challenged us, you know. The way we came out in the first half is unacceptable, so we needed it. And, you know, we gotta come out and get better starts. You know, we did a lot better job in the second. We only gave up 13 points, and I felt like we did a better job rebounding and doing the things that we do. We completed, and I feel like that's why we got the win.
Yeah, X is just a really smart defender. Not the quickest, pretty strong, but you know, he just knows where to be at all times. And I feel like I'm kind of the same way. So, you know, when you got 2 guys in the back line working like that, and McQuaid and other guards that are just locking up on the outside, it's hard for anyone to really score.
The Michigan State women's team was desperate to figure out a way to win away from East Lansing. The only Big Ten road win for MSU this year came at Michigan. Today, the Spartans took on Nebraska on the road. Let's head out to Lincoln. The Cornhuskers had a big lead to start the fourth quarter. Huge, in fact, but Michigan State would put a pressure on a little bit. Here's Shea Colley. It's the runner to go off the glass. She finished with 17 points to lead the Spartans. Then it's Mardrekia Cook with the left-handed scoop in the score. Michigan State was down by 14. Taryn McCutcheon wasn't going to be left out of the fun. She comes off the screen here to hit the deep 3. Just like that, Michigan State was within 10. But the road woes continue as Nebraska goes on to win this one 82-71. Michigan State falls to 7-7 in conference play.
Yeah, I mean, it was really good to see our energy, and I thought we did a good job getting stops. It just, you know, the 3 quarters before that, where was that same kind of, that's the frustrating thing in coaching. It's like, you know, where was that same intensity, that same toughness? I mean, we knew they were a 3-point shooting team, so for them to hit 8 threes on us in the first half was ridiculous.
The Michigan State hockey team split their weekend series with Penn State. The Spartans desperately needed a sweep to increase the chances of hosting a playoff series, but MSU fell on senior night at Munn Arena Saturday 5-3. The seniors did make an impact, though. Brennan Sanford had an assist, and Cody Milan scored a goal for Michigan State. The Spartans could still get home ice advantage, but will need some dominoes to fall their way to do so. After the loss last night, head coach Dan Cole was happy that his seniors played well in what could be their final game at Munn Arena.
I really thought, you know, sometimes it's a hard night to play, and guys, you know, it's too emotional or you don't have energy because of that. But I thought all 3 of those guys, you know, worked their tails off and I don't know if this is the last game. Doesn't have to be. We still got a chance to get home ice, and we got a couple games to go. But if it was, I was glad those guys, they played like that and they battled.
And over in the NHL, the Detroit Red Wings kicked off a 5-game homestand today as they hosted the Philadelphia Flyers, and it didn't go well for Detroit. Their second straight loss in 2 straight nights to the Philadelphia Flyers. They lose this one 3-1 the final. And over in racing, Denny Hamlin won the Daytona 500. It was the 61st annual running of the race.
Got it. Seth, thank you very much. We'll be right back with the final.